Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Grim Dawn. So, in between episodes, I cleaned up our inventory, sold a bunch of stuff, and I see some bad things. Not bad things, but bad things. Aha! Using the blade barrier is actually also a very good offensive trick. Kaimon's retreat. Hey, interesting. Stand back! I'm burning this shack down. My family does not need to suffer any longer in this horrible world. Are you insane? You can't do this. Level crossing is safe enough. Go there. Yes, join us. Okay. Stop burning your family, man. It's not worth it. So interesting. This is called Kaimon's Retreat. There's a faction in the game later called Kaimon's Chosen. Right. Also, big bat-like thing. Skyraptor. This is not even a unique, it's just large. Oh, so rotten corpse here, next to the untouched meal. Obviously, while we are going to eat that meal, nothing wrong that could happen to us. Also, there is an exit on the other side of the building that we can use. Before I saw people on the map, I actually have to circle back, or was that them? Of course that was them, because the people were in the house. By the way, let's just clear the general surrounding area for a bit. Just see if we can just whirlwind a bit through this. This is pretty fun. I can get used to the blade barrier. So, the Cronies gang are fighting the local wildlife. So the enemy of my enemy still remains my enemy. Because they all carry valuable experience and loot. Well, potentially loot. Experience is the only certainty you have. Alright, so we've basically gone in a roundabout way back to where we were. So the people on the map were indeed the ones in the map. So let's head north. Follow the road. Let's see. A bit of a cave there. And thus I got instantly distracted again by shinies. So the more we develop the character, the more it becomes a whirling mess of blades that's just unstoppable. Oh look, there's a devotion shrine here. And ghosts. Let's bust the ghosts. There's a named one in there. There's a named one in there. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have used my blade barrier in kind of a reckless manner, because it actually could have been useful here as a defensive option rather than drinking a potion. Lesson learned. Ooh, and we got a blue. Also, let's go back here. Guardsman's spoilers. Hey, that connects with the guardsman's helmet. I think I'm waiting for enough strength to equip. Okay, champion.
I can't do that yet.
This looks like some sort of arena though. Memory serves, there is a unique somewhere around here. Let's deal with the devotion shrine. It's a desecrated shrine, so it's gonna start an event, so that might be the unique. Yeah, that's the unique. Excellent. Blade barrier, just to recover a bit. Worked pretty darn well. Holy moly, it hurts. And we assassinated him and we got green gloves. Excellent, so that's the devotion point. Let's see, last time we completed the Assassin's Mark. And I started on the Dryad, because more energy and more resistances. So, we get some health and we get some energy, regen, and eventually we get Dryad's Blessing, which is gonna be a heal. Crossing paths. Wait. We have a blue and I haven't looked at it yet. That's just sloppy. There's no excuse for not looking at the loot we just got. So we're gonna do after we kill all these ghosts. Okay, you are just shooting from a distance. Let's kill you before the rest. At least they have the decency of gathering around and being subject to my AoE attacks. Okay, well, that was that. Let's look at the gear. Guardsman's Spoilers. We actually need to be level 22 to equip them and we need more strength. Extra defensive ability, extra cold resistance, and grants a skill that requires shields. That's kind of annoying. Activates when your health drops below a certain percentage and then it kicks in a heal. Oh, it's very rare. Let's see. Studded Gloves of the Harbinger. Extra vitality damage, extra chaos damage, extra vitality decay, and 4% chaos resistance. It's a bunch of extra armor, but it deals with damage types that we don't use. So it's actually effectively useless. Boots, these are caster boots. Lower armor. But on the other hand, we gain health, we gain energy, and we gain poison and acid resistance. I think that is might actually be worth the loss in armor. On the other hand, we got something else queued up. So, choices. They are hard, yet you have to make them. First passage of Kaiman's scriptures. Let's see a ring. Percentage based extra health, that's pretty decent. Energy regen, casting speed. I'm not completely convinced. It's just gonna go into the pile of stuff to sell. So here's an exit. Let's see where we pop up our heads and then we go back in and explore the rest. So we went from here to there. So that's actually further up north than where we want to go. So that's good. So let's go back and complete our explorations. See if there's more interesting fights here. Because, well, there might actually be more fights here still. Right, let's whirl through them for a bit. Also, you, why are you shooting at me? I don't approve of that. Whoa, wielding blades just kicked in, or the ring of steel kicked in. That was pretty cool. Ooh, another stone circle, so there's probably going to be another unique fight here. Which of course I approve of. Also, someone is shooting a crossbow at me. I don't approve of that. No siree. Ah. Tempting me. Treasure chest. Yes. You have your aura thing. I have mine. He's level 25 and I should not be near him when he does that. Let's get out of his face and then we teleport back into it. He's level 25, I'm level 21. There's a slight gap there in level. Ah, okay. Waiting for him to do his aura thing again, but he's not. Almost dead, let's whirl him. Haha! Death by whirling blades. Grand spoils. So, cracked lodestone, a claymore, that's a two-handed sword. A scythe, that's also a two-hander. And we got better pants. And an exalted stash. Explorer's footpads, that's more blue. So, nothing threatening us. No, let's have a peek at what we got. Blue boots, extra movement speed, fire resistance, reduced entrapment duration and slow resistance. There's a lot of things in here that I like. Let's equip them. Okay, so our fire resistance is now at 80. Yeah, so 80 is actually the cap, not 75. Let's see, these pants, they give frostburn damage, which is not interesting for us. But fire resist and lightning resist are, well, both an improvement. So, better pants, always good. Helmet. Physical damage bonus, pierce resistance, cold resistance. This is actually, arguably, better, with the exception that it doesn't have a ring of steel with a 2% chance to trigger. Which I've noticed is actually pretty powerful. Let's put it in to the side and decide later. Armor, extra physique, extra life regen per second, but we lose a whole bunch of resistances. Tough choices, tough choices. Well, fire I'm already maxed, so I'm not gonna lose a lot. Poison and acid I'm close to maxing as well. So you could make an argument. It's actually better to upgrade because I'm not losing all that much. Scythe, that's a two-hander. Claymore, that's a two-hander. Another one-handed sword. Warped Spectral Broadsword. It's a one-hander. It has some cold damage inherent actually. Ether damage, cold damage, physical damage to convert it to ether. +1 to Shadow Strike. I like it. We'll take it along and then we'll do the swapping of the serrated spikes. Okay, well, there's a lot to like in here. Let's see if we can find more. I think we have reached the limit of what we can find here. Whilst this is a very nice dungeon to do, the Spined Cove. Stop surrounding me. You're scaring me. Yes, exactly. Okay. Now you're really scaring me. Slowly getting a hold on this. Let's see. This leads to a bend down there. I wonder if there's going to be another room or something with another encounter, or if this is just gonna bend back towards where we came from. It's another stone circle. Potentially not a boss fight. Potentially more loot. Oh, let's circle up. Let's not teleport into that pile of stones. I was actually gonna teleport into the guy with the crossbow. Just misclicked. Not a very smart thing to do, to be honest. Backstabbing a pile of stones. Yeah, not a very good tactical move. I will freely admit that. Oh, more ghosts. But nothing appeared when I entered the stone of circle. No named ones, no purple ones. On the other hand, we had a number of fun encounters already, so we milked this for all it's worth. Okay, exit via the upside exit. Ooh, there's ghost here as well. Off we go. And we keep heading north, following the path, hopefully finding a waypoint. So it's also interesting that the skeletons, they're seemingly their own faction as well. Because they're not possessed by spirits. They're just old Arcovians who are not allowed to rest. So they got a Frost Revenant up here. Take him out. Ooh, someone is summoning undead. Okay, I'm completely surrounded. Let's do this. Ooh, there's actually a named one there. Who is doing nasty things? Okay, let's clean up all the add-ons first and then focus on the main fight. Good. Hello there, Hellhound. Actually, it's a summon, so might as well ignore it. Balrazar, the eternal servant of Drieg. Look, he summoned another Hellhound. On the upside, he doesn't seem to be doing a lot of damage. And you kill the master, you kill the dogs. Corpse dust. Most of the crafting materials drop from relevant monsters. So skeletons drop corpse dust. Cold enchanted monsters have a chance of dropping frozen hearts. You get the different kinds of plates from the various very plated monsters. Like spare ribs we encountered earlier in the game. Boar type of things. Still amazed, this is not typical rogue behavior. This is... No, this is warrior behavior. Just being able to be surrounded by so many enemies and thrive. But yet, this is a Nightblade. Nightblade is not a rogue. Nightblade is just an insane murdering machine.
I can't do that yet.
Stop running away. That's rude. If you shoot at me, please be noble enough to stand and fight. So with the roof here being so fancy, I was expecting a named one or something to pop out. But I guess the Skeletal Knight would do. Cool. Oh, just yet another random encounter. And the world of Grim Dawn is just filled with encounters such as these. There's many ways to get from point A to point B, but you do get rewarded for doing full clears and things like that. And there's no way there, so follow the path to this side. Hello, cold one. You. Not a cold one. So, cold ones. I'd like to place an order for more frozen hearts. Can you maybe talk with your faction and deliver some? Okay, thanks. Bye. And we made it to the waypoint. So, we can go safely back to town. And actually, look at some more loot we got. Because we got blue boots, windborne greaves, which are different from the boots of unseen swiftness, even though they also seem to deal with speed. So, extra cold damage, movement speed, cold resistance, slow resistance, and a granted skill. 10% chance when hit by a melee attack. Howling wind surrounds you with a blistering wind that chills your enemies to the bone. It kicks in once every 20 seconds, lasts for 6, has a 3.5 meter radius, so that's pretty decent. If you compare that with our aura, that's 4.1 meters by now. And that lasts for, let's say, half the screen away from you. So this is slightly, it's like a third of a screen away from you. That's pretty cool. It does cold damage, it does frostburn damage, and it has a chance to freeze. I like them. I really like them. Their movement speed is slightly lower than what I've got right now. But the chance to do AoE cold damage is just too cool not to pass up. Pardon the pun. It was not intended, but it does seem fitting. And we got a whole bunch of other things that probably are not relevant. Actually, pierce resistance. I approve of pierce resistance. So, there's not a big difference in life. The 4% physique doesn't really grant a lot of extra life. It's only 8 points that we get from it right now. So the secondary benefits are more interesting. So it's either 23 percentage points of resistance and 5% attack speed and 5 cunning, or 2.8 life regenerated per second. And I think resistances and attack speed are gonna win in this case. And everything else is indeed not relevant. So I'll sell it. Do some crafting, and don't think this is going to be enough to get to 8,000, so still no Eastern Marsh. But at least I'm going to be able to just upgrade some gear, shuffle some mods around, and I'll see you again in the next episode. So, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.